Okay, Tesla finally released a service bulletin on the rear drive unit potential leak issue, and I brought it up here. I'll leave a link to this TSB in the description. But here we've got the rear drive unit, and it says condition. Some performance Model 3 vehicles might experience minor oil loss through the rear drive unit breather during high lateral acceleration cornering maneuvers. So they're implying that basically this is only going to happen maybe on the track or if you're really running the car hard. I don't know if that's the case or not, but let's just go through this service bulletin here because it's kind of an odd one in my opinion. They go through, I zoomed in a little bit here so it's easier to see. They're telling you to remove the driver's side rear wheel and lift the car up so that it unloads the suspension so that you can see in here, and they're instructing you to look for signs of an oil leak. So it looks like here they've got this marked in red where the breather is somewhere up here on, above this, and if oil was leaking it would leak down in this area. So they're showing the red here, I assume, to say if you see oil deposits in here, that's a sure sign of a leak from the breather. If you see any deposits down here, then maybe that's a sign of a breather leak, and I'll talk about that in a minute. They're showing some oil residue here and so on. So they have to lower this rear subframe some to get to this breather, and in the process of lowering it and putting it back together in the end, you might need an alignment. So it's kind of an involved procedure. It's not too bad, I guess, but the thing that bothers me is this looks like a literal hack. They're showing taking the, this is called a noise absorber. It's basically fiber material here, and they're instructing you to take a razor knife and cut a square in it and remove the square. I guess that's to give the breather, the new higher breather, enough room to move around in there. Then you locate the breather, use a pick to remove the top, and then remove the baffle from the breather. Here's the baffle. Then you cut the baffle in half and discard the top half. I assume that's to give enough room to put the remote breather piece in. So you put the half that you kept back in, put that piece back into the rear drive unit on the top, and then you insert the new remote breather piece, and that's this piece here. You can see it clips on here, and it has a tube that runs above the rear drive unit. That would be, here's the piece that they cut out. This would be near the trunk, I guess, up toward the trunk's up here, or maybe part of the rear seat, back of the seat, whatever. Anyway, this tube runs above, and then you take it and zip tie it to the brake line and put this remote breather in place. So, I don't really like that it's a hack like that. I mean, how many chances for error are you going to get with somebody cutting this piece in half? Did they cut enough? And if they didn't cut enough, is this new breather piece really going to fit in there tightly? Are they going to clip this tightly? This piece that they hacked out here, are they going to cut enough of that? Did they cut it in the right place? And if they didn't, is this going to rub and cause even more problems? I don't know. I'm just making this stuff up, but it's just stuff that's running through my mind. Like, what could possibly go wrong? Yeah, right. Okay, so now I'm going to show you what I did today. I figured, well, now that I know that you can kind of get to this area by removing the left rear wheel and looking in there, I decided to do that. I just removed the wheel and I took a look in there, and I wanted to show you some of the pictures here that I took. This is one that I took through the rear wheel. Even with the wheel on, you can see the bottom of the pan, and this is where people before were inspecting this area to see if there's any drips or streaks in here or anything. The only thing that I have is the same spot that I have when I took it in for service, and they told me this is assembly grease. And sure enough, I reached through there and got some on my finger, and it's the consistency of Vaseline. It's clearly grease. I don't think it's a leak. It's just stuff that slops off of the half shafts up there when they installed them, and they had this grease on it. And this spot hadn't gotten any bigger in, another 1,000 miles, and there are no other liquid oil streaks in here on my car. Next, this is showing me taking my borescope, which is this tube right here with the camera on the end. And if you notice here, this is the same piece. Let me go back and show you in the PDF of the service bulletin. When they're initially telling you to check for an oil leak, here's this piece with a blue collar on it, and that would be this piece right here. So they're telling you to look in this area here, and if you put your head down further, you can see up in here more, because this cross member here is in the way in the picture. But I looked at here, and this is bone dry. I don't have any leaks at all here. So I figured, okay, I looked up in here, and you can't really see. You can almost, if I had another inch in here, I could almost see the breather. But I knew I couldn't. So I stuck this borescope up in there, and I could see the breather. This is the breather. It's pretty easy to find. You just have to, let me go back. You just have to kind of stick the borescope up in this area, and you can see this is that noise absorber, that fiber board here that they want you to cut. So you kind of stick it underneath that and above this line here, and you can find the breather pretty easily. So anyway, this is the breather on my car, and like I said, the other part too, this is bone dry. I don't see any signs of a leak at all. And I took like 10 shots of it, and these are the ones that were most sharp that you can tell. So yeah, I looked all around the breather and everything. I didn't see any oil leaks, no streaks, no residue, no nothing around that breather. So for me, it's not leaking. And before this, I got about 2,000 miles in the car now. So I took it in. I think I had a little over 1,000 when I took it to service, and they said, yeah, that's assembly grease. Back up. They found this assembly grease in here, which they proved to me was grease. They said, we don't see any other issues or leaks. Well, another 1,000 miles, it still hasn't leaked anymore. And just another little plop of grease here that came off. This residue right here is just from more of this grease up above. But I mean, you can clearly see that, at least in my case, the breather is not leaking. And I intentionally, for the last couple hundred miles, I intentionally drove like spirited, pretty hard, taking corners really hard, accelerating hard, braking hard, just to see if it would leak more. And I don't have any leaks coming from this thing. And until I discover a leak, or until this bottom splash guard here has clear streaks of oil and not just some assembly grease on it, I'm not going to take it in to get that hack job done. That's just me. You guys do what you want to do. It's kind of an optional thing, but this video is mainly to show you how to inspect this on your own. Now, I think you could probably, if you jack it up, the point of jacking it up is to get yourself enough room in here to unload the suspension so you have more space to see in here. But like I said, you can't really see it with your eyes, but if you get a cheap borescope on Amazon, mine's just some cheap Chinese knockoff borescope. There's 1,000 of them on there. You pick the one you like. It allows you to hook it up to your phone and just take pictures as you see it real time, the video, and you can take pictures. So you might be able to inspect this yourself, and you might even be able to do it with the wheel on. But I would say, if you've got the tools and the torque wrench to get the lugs back on and everything, take the wheel off, because it'll give yourself a lot more slack and leeway to get this thing up in there, the borescope, so that you can inspect your breather. But if you inspect the breather and you don't see any oil leak, then I don't really see any sense in getting that hack job done. But that's just me. Like I said, you guys might feel different. It's up to you. You can get it done if you plan on tracking the car or doing autocross or something like that. You might want to get it done. I don't know. I don't know what percentage these things are leaking, but you know, mine is a sample of one, so take it for the 2 cents it's worth, I guess. And hopefully this is helpful, because it at least lets you see your breather, and you can see if maybe there are streaks and residue or oil leak or anything up there, and then you'll be able to make a more informed decision on whether you should take yours in and get that service bulletin done. Like I said, link to the service bulletin is in the description, and thanks for watching.